Imagine stepping back in time to the early 20th century, where the Pulitzer Prize-winning author Edith Wharton embarked on an enchanting journey to the captivating land of Morocco. Edith Wharton, known for her literary masterpiece, The Age of Innocence, ventured into a world so vivid and mysterious that she couldn't help but be enthralled. In 1917, at the invitation of General Lyautey, Edith Wharton set foot in Morocco. This journey sparked her imagination and awakened her sense of wonder. She immersed herself in the culture, delved into the rich history, and marveled at the splendor of the Moroccan landscape. In her book, aptly titled In Morocco, Wharton captures the essence of this remarkable land. She wrote, "Morocco is too curious, too beautiful, too rich in landscape and architecture, and above all, too much of a novelty, not to attract one of the mainstreams of spring travel." Her words reflect the allure that drew her to Morocco's exotic charm and its vibrant tapestry of traditions. Wharton's keen eye also fixated on the mesmerizing Moroccan architecture with its intricate ornaments and designs that were nothing short of a visual feast. She compared the experience of visiting Morocco to turning the pages of some illuminated Persian manuscript, all embroidered with bright shapes and subtle lines. Today, we invite you to join us on a reading of a captivating passage from this book, which we have aptly named The Beauty and History of Chella. In this excerpt, the author eloquently explores the profound historical significance and breathtaking architectural splendor of Chella, a venerable site nestled in the heart of Rabat, Morocco. Within these words, Wharton paints a vivid portrait of the ruins of Chella, celebrating the exquisite Almohad architecture that adorns this ancient place. She masterfully conveys the stark contrast between the enduring old-world charm and the ever-present modernizing influence of French administration in Morocco. This passage also immerses us in the visionary dreams of Yacoub-el-Mansour, a great sultan of his time, who aspired to construct monumental towers in Seville, Rabat, and Marrakech. The Tower of Hassan in Rabat stands today as a living testament to his grand ambition, a beacon of historical and architectural marvel. Wharton's prose is a true delight, capturing the essence of Chella's unique blend of history, art, and nature. It transports us to a place where Morocco's singular contrasts between scorching heat and refreshing coolness, fire and languor, blend seamlessly. So, I invite you to sit back, relax, and join us in a journey through the beauty and history of Chella as we delve into Edith Wharton's world of Morocco.
The Marinid sultans of Rabat had a terribly troublesome neighbor across the Bouhr Greg, and they built Chella to keep an eye on the pirates of Saleh. But Chella has fallen like a Babylonian city triumphed over by the prophets, while Saleh, sly, fierce, and irrepressible, continued till well on in the 19th century to breed pirates and fanatics. The ruins of Chellah lie on the farther side of the plateau, above the native town of Rabat. The mighty wall enclosing them faces the city wall of Rabat, looking at it across one of those great red powdery wastes which seem, in this strange land, like death and the desert forever creeping up to overwhelm the puny works of man. The red waste is scored by countless trains of donkeys carrying water from the springs of Chella, by long caravans of mules and camels, and by the busy motors of the French administration. Yet there emanates from it an impression of solitude and decay, which even the prosaic tinkle of the trams jogging out from the European town to the exhibition grounds above the sea cannot long dispel. Perpetually, even in the new, thriving French Morocco, the outline of a ruin or the look in a pair of eyes shifts the scene, rends the thin veil of the European illusion, and confronts one with the old, gray Moslem reality. Passing under the gate of Chella, with its richly carved corbels and lofty crenellated towers, one feels oneself thus completely reabsorbed into the past. Below the gate, the ground slopes away, bare and blazing, to a hollow where a little blue-green minaret gleams through fig trees, and fragments of arch and vaulting reveal the outline of a ruined mosque. Was ever shade so blue-black and delicious as that of the cork tree near the spring where the donkeys' water cans are being filled? Under its branches, a black man in a blue shirt lies immovably sleeping in the dust. Close by, women and children splash and chatter about the spring, and the dome of a saint's tomb shines through lusterless leaves. The black man, the donkeys, the women and children, the saint's dome are all part of the inimitable Eastern scene in which inertia and agitation are so curiously combined, and a surface of shrill noise flickers over depths of such unfathomable silence. The ruins of Chella belong to the purest period of Moroccan art. The tracery of the broken arches is all carved in stone or in glazed turquoise tiling, and the fragments of wall and vaulting have the firm elegance of a classic ruin. But what would even their beauty be without the leafy setting of the place? The unimaginable touch of time gives Chella its peculiar charm. The aged fig tree clamped in uptorn tiles and thrusting gouty arms between the arches, the garlanding of vines flung from column to column, the secret pool to which childless women are brought to bathe, and where the tree springing from a cleft of the steps is always hung with the bright bits of stuff which are the votive offerings of Africa. The shade, the sound of springs, the terraced orange garden with irises blooming along channels of running water, all this greenery and coolness in the hollow of a fierce red hill make Chella seem, to the traveler new to Africa, the very type and embodiment of its old contrasts of heat and freshness, of fire and languor. It is like a desert traveler's dream in his last fever. Yacoub-el-Mansour was the fourth of the great Almohad sultans who, in the 12th century, drove out the Effete Almoravids and swept their victorious armies from Marrakesh to Tunis and from Tangier to Madrid. His grandfather, Abd el-Mumen, had been occupied with conquest and civic administration. It was said of his rule that he seized northern Africa to make order prevail there. And in fact, out of a welter of wild tribes confusedly fighting and robbing, he drew an empire firmly seated and securely governed, wherein caravans traveled from the Atlas to the Straits without fear of attack. And a soldier wandering through the fields would not have dared to pluck an ear of wheat. His grandson, the great El-Mansur, was a conqueror too. But where he conquered, he planted the undying seed of beauty. The victor of Alarcos, the soldier who subdued the north of Spain, dreamed a great dream of art. His ambition was to bestow on his three capitals, Seville, Rabat, and Marrakech, the three most beautiful towers the world had ever seen. And if the Tower of Rabat had been completed, and that of Seville had not been injured by Spanish embellishments, his dream would have been realized. The Tower of Hassan, as the Sultan's tower is called, rises from the plateau above Old Rabat, overlooking the steep cliff that drops down to the last winding of the Bouregreg. Truncated at half its height, it stands on the edge of the cliff, a far-off beacon to travelers by land and sea. It is one of the world's great monuments, so sufficient in strength and majesty that until one has seen its fellow, the Koutoubiyah of Marrakesh, one wonders if the genius of the builder could have carried such perfect balance of massive wall spaces and traceried openings to a triumphant completion. Near the tower, the red-brown walls and huge piers of the mosque built at the same time stretch their roofless alignment beneath the sky. This mosque, before it was destroyed, must have been one of the finest monuments of Almohad architecture in Morocco. Now, with its tumbled red masses of masonry and vast cisterns overhung by clumps of blue aloes, it still forms a ruin of Roman grandeur. The mosque, the tower, the citadel of the Udayas, and the mighty walls and towers of Chella compose an architectural group as noble and complete as that of some medieval Tuscan city. All they need to make the comparison exact is that they should have been compactly massed on a steep hill, instead of lying scattered over the wide spaces between the promontory of the Udayas and the hillside of Chella. The founder of Rabat, the great Yacoub-el-Mansour, called it, in memory of the Battle of Alarcos, the camp of victory, Rabat el-Path, and the monuments he bestowed on it justified the name in another sense, by giving it the beauty that lives when battles are forgotten.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. For more information about Morocco, Visit our website morocconation.com.